How are you all doing? Greetings from the Peepo Coin channel. I hope you have a fantastic Sunday. Sunday is a fantastic day. It's a shame. The weekend arrived and it is now over. Man, you're just too short. However, the 9 to 5 issue must end, and cryptocurrency will ensure that it does so in this episode. We have a lot of activities. We are examining the charts. This morning, there has been some pleasant price movement. Ethereum is rising, XRPs are rising, and Bitcoin is rising. We will discuss our next course of action. We will examine the upcoming XRP launch that is scheduled for tomorrow. Hint, wink, wink. Then, Secretary Scott Bessent gave us some news, stating that GDP will increase more quickly than debt. What does that signify? What does that signify for the bullish trend of XRP and cryptocurrency in general? Without further ado, sit back and relax as the new targets look about $3.40. Let's get started with Bitcoin. 104,918. At the moment, Ethereum is trading at 2.59%. It has increased by just over 2%. The XRP is looking really fantastic at 2,401 cents, and we're seeing both stables, USDTA and USDC, coming in at 99 cents. To provide us with the next leg and upward push, we are waiting for the breakout over 262. Here, the total market capitalization of cryptocurrencies is slightly lower. Yesterday, we arrived at 3.33 trillion. Due to the additional decline in altcoin season, we are currently arriving at 3.27. Why is that? Because we haven't had Bitcoin season. That's how easy it is. Additionally, keep in mind that we posted a brief technical analysis of XRP if you are a YouTube subscriber. In addition to receiving some of my TA posts, channel members who click the Join button below each video will also receive free advertising on all of the videos. If you haven't seen the latest updates on Patreon Bet, check out the 5 charts that are headed your way every Monday. 1A, 1TA is often published once a week on XRP, occasionally on an alt or Bitcoin, so you know what to anticipate next. We recently released a crucial Bitcoin upgrade. It will outline the precise following steps for a Bitcoin transaction, so you should go read it. As a result, you're ready and can say, I knew that was coming when anything happens. No effort. RIP has your back. According to Crypto Insight, $104,000 is still a barrier level for Bitcoin. Another attempt to break it now, and perhaps a step in that direction. You can see a lot of liquidity sitting around that all-time high level in the liquidity above. It is declining. You know, we have discussed what to do next. 110, and it will be difficult to reach once it is broken because it happens whenever you get close to any kind of past all-time high level. The break is a hassle. However, we will experience an acceleration of up to 120, 150, 175, 200, and probably even 225 when it breaks. The bullish time frame to reach the blow-off targets we're discussing here is August to November. Additionally, Ando recently revealed that they are now partnered with a Solana people. You love to see it. Ando is a behemoth that sleeps. In my view, it is still incredibly undervalued. I think that this cycle could see a push all the way up to the $10 range, and we could see at least $5. Additionally, they have partnerships with Solana, Chainlink, BlackRock for tokenized bonds, Swift, and Ripple. It's really the simplest thing to read in the entire crypto world. It is being used by many people for sleeping, and you know what happens? People will begin to FOMO and join once this thing begins to move. We set ourselves up for tomorrow because of this. I hope you're prepared for May 19th. These are contracts, and I am aware that I am prepared for CFTC from the CME Group futures on XRP. Should we anticipate any kind of price action or movement from these futures? No. They are not need to purchase XRP. They are not need to possess XRP. It's a contract. They will just speculate as to whether they believe that the price of XRP will rise or fall. That's it. They seem to receive a piece of paper. When you travel to Vegas, you approach the betting booth and place a sports wager. They give you your tiny slip back and say, here's your bet. That's all. This is essentially the same thing, except as you may know, futures leads to ETFs, which will be available very soon. Then we receive this, which is extremely positive news, all right? According to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, the United States GDP will expand more quickly than its debt, which will assist stabilize the debt-to-GDP ratio. Pay attention. Although there is the possibility for debt to increase, it is more crucial that we accelerate economic growth. In light of the events of the last 4 years and the deficit we inherited, I inherited a 6.7% GDP deficit, the largest deficit during a period when we were neither at war nor experiencing a recession. As a result, we have been working to reduce spending while increasing revenue. In order to stabilize the debt-to-GDP ratio, which Secretary Yellen and I both think is crucial, we will increase GDP more quickly than debt. People, this is bullish. The news is good. Why? Well, innovation is comparable to crypto. GDP growth is equal to innovation. Innovation in blockchain technology is more than simply a fad. It is a driver of GDP growth. Crypto is providing the foundation for quicker, more intelligent, and more effective financial markets through tokenized assets and DeFi infrastructure. The United States requires expansion. Crypto meets expectations. The U.S. must embrace industries with exponential upside if it is serious about increasing GDP faster than debt. And one of the few with that kind of potential is cryptocurrency. We discuss how Treasury objectives, quick settlement, lower friction, and increased liquidity can be supported by decentralization or decentralized technology. Crypto infrastructure satisfies all requirements for a contemporary financial system that lowers inefficiencies and promotes economic growth. Then we discuss the clarity of U.S. regulations and how they will spur growth. As regulations, and we're witnessing that now. As regulations catch up, anticipate a surge of crypto innovation in the United States, as well as new employment opportunities, income streams, and GDP acceleration through digital finance. This is really bullish right now, people. I released this with Matthew L.O. Will the U.S. Treasury's centralized clearing of U.S. Treasuries include decentralized technologies? Of instant settlement and liquidity, the removal of counterparty credit risk, the use of advanced technologies, the improvement of instant settlement and liquidity, the removal of the conventional T1 or T2 settlement delays, the reduction of friction that permits quicker capital reallocation, and the potential for atomic swaps through decentralized ledgers, facilitating smooth trading across asset types and platforms. Recall that if you haven't visited the XRP.com website today, I'll tell you that there are between 20 and 25 articles published every day on my cryptocurrency news website that is exclusively focused on Ripple and XRP news. This is your destination. This will notify you whenever a new article is published. Discussing XRP's possible next rise up to the $3.40 range. Although there was a brief decline around $2.30, investor confidence has now recovered. We are displaying a consistent pattern of rising lows that indicates a positive outlook. If key support zones hold, the V-shaped recovery bolstered by increased trading activity increases the likelihood of an upward continuation. Keep in mind that long behold is more than $2. We're doing well. Although we would prefer to see us hold above $222 is acceptable for XRP if we break out. Right now, we are in a 262 level resistance region, but there is still plenty of runway to 280.